Hey Internet, my name's John, you're watching Talking Practice. Why though? Right? You don't know who I am. Why are you watching? Don't leave. I'm just saying. You don't really know anything about me. If you're gonna be invested in this channel, if you're gonna be subscribing to this channel, which you should do that. But if you're gonna do that, you should probably know something about me. That's why I created this new segment that I'll be doing. I actually made a little intro for it. Check this out.
Who is Johnny?
Seriously though, don't call me Johnny. I hate names that end in Y. Oh, Manny, I did not. He'll be fine. So it's 1990. David Hasselhoff has just reunited Germany through the power of music. Will Smith got in one little fight, and his mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." And Arnold Schwarzenegger is about to find out that being a kindergarten teacher is harder than it looks. I was 11 years old. My friend lived right around the corner from me. I used to help him deliver newspapers. Sometimes we'd go back to his house, sometimes we'd go back to my house. Sometimes we'd go back and forth between the two because, like I said, we lived pretty close. Sometimes we'd stay for dinner, but always when it got dark, he'd go home because that's how things are. Until one day, his mom said, "Oh, we have a tent that we put up in the backyard and some sleeping bags. Would you like to stay the night?" Now, this was kind of a big deal because I'd never stayed at a friend's house before. Kinda. My neighbors did have a camper that they had in their backyard that they'd like take up to Maine in the summer or something, but sometimes we'd sleep in it. And my neighbor was a girl, and I don't think that would fly anymore. "Hey there, young man, would you like to sleep with my daughter in a camper?" But even that was like, if I wanted to go to my house and use my own bathroom, I could just, walk across the yard. This was a little bit different. I mean, his house was pretty close, but like if I wouldn't be walking into my bathroom because I would not make it. I wouldn't make it. I got my stuff, I got my toothbrush, clothes and everything. Got in the tent and then, I don't know, we just sat around waiting for smartphones to be invented. What the hell did kids do? I don't remember. I don't know, we just kind of hung out until it got dark. Oh, okay, I can do this. So, it's dark, and we're in a tent, and suddenly, from just beyond the trees, we hear this noise. Something was out there. We listen again. Nothing. Kinda sounded like a cow. Okay, there it is again. We're going in. We're going up. We're going inside. This is nuts. I feel like I should mention that at no point were we ever like those cows. Okay, so you know what scares preteens? Teenagers. You're dead. Now I can only speak for myself, but I always kind of assumed that teenagers just wandered around in gangs looking for younger kids to beat up. That mooing? That had to be teenagers hopped up on goofballs, looking for little kids to sacrifice in their satanic rituals. I didn't really know what teenagers did, okay, and I wasn't about to find out. So we grabbed our sleeping bags and everything, went back in the house. His mom's there in the kitchen. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing in the house?" There was mooing. I'm sorry, mooing? Yeah, like a cow mooing. It was probably teenagers. We're just gonna go in the house, and I'm gonna take my sleeping bag, go up in the room. Now this turned out to be kind of a blessing in disguise because my friend had a Nintendo, and I did not have a Nintendo. I had an Atari 2600. Pew, pew, pew. Bear in mind, this is 1990. Atari stopped making games in, 1992? Really? Wow, they really hung in there.
The fun is back, as you can see, with the 2600 from Atari. Still under $50, but wait, there's more. There's a stack of new games at your video store.
Oh yeah, I was still rocking these guys into the 90s. In fact, I used to get more. My aunt,
I've heard it both ways.
my dad's sister, she made these Santas out of 2-liter soda bottles, and then she'd sell them at flea markets. And we'd go to the markets and pick up some new games. And at one of these flea markets, I actually picked up whoop-ah, the notoriously bad E.T. game for Atari 2600. This little fella right here nearly took down the entire video game industry. 700,000 copies of this thing were buried in a landfill. And that was actually thought to be an urban legend until 2013 when they dug it up in Alamo Gordo, New Mexico. $107,000 these things sold at auction, with the highest being one single cartridge, $1,500. Got me thinking, how much is this worth that I have here? Survey says $6. So it's worth $6. I've gotten off track. My point is, I did not have a Nintendo, so I went to this kid's house. We would play his Nintendo. We'd usually play
Blades of Steel.
I was always Vancouver because I thought the name sounded cool. Suck it, Edmonton. So we go upstairs. He turns on the NES. I'm thinking I'm gonna play some Blades of Steel, but no, he has
Super Mario Brothers 3!
this game just came out. Oh, play Super Mario Brothers 3. Can't even tell you, man. Playing Super Mario 3, having a good time. My friend's like, I'm going to sleep. You can play that. Just play that. I'm going to sleep now. So I'm up by myself playing the game. The sun comes down.
Super Mario Brothers!
Hey, flying raccoons, you didn't happen to see where those two pesky plumbers went, did you?
And then like I'm fighting on like the wooden battleship things. Like, pow, pow. I was like, having the friggin' time of my life. Problem was, every time I played the NES, it was at this kid's house. He always, did the controls and everything. He's asleep now. I'm getting tired myself. I want to turn this thing off. I don't know how to turn off a Nintendo. I didn't know how to save. I didn't know how to turn it off. I didn't know anything. I didn't want to wake him up. That's rude. I'm a guest. Have him be mad at me. I couldn't come over and play Nintendo anymore. So I just turned it off. Next morning, we go to his kitchen. We're having breakfast. His little sister comes in. She's like, What's with you? Did you hear any noises last night? You were the cow. Apparently, she was up in her friggin' bedroom window with a microphone, making creepy noises. And we're like, but why were you mooing? She's like, I wasn't mooing. I was going like, ooh. Nah, you were mooing. There was a at the beginning of that. You mooed, lady. You were mooing. So that's the ghost cow story. If you want to know more about this topic, let me know in the comments or visit your local library.
Don't forget the bell, right, boss?
Good call, Manny. Yeah, hit the bell, or just keep hitting refresh like forever. It's basically the same thing. It just depends on how much time you have, really. The bell's probably better. I don't know. Okay, and I'll see you next time. I don't know how to end these yet.